how I would make $10,000 per month as soon as possible if I lost absolutely everything. Every penny I ever earned is now gone. This is exactly the same way I've done it consistently throughout my decade in business. It's also the exact same method almost everyone I know has used to become high 6, 7, and even 8-figure earners, all right? So the business model I am talking about specifically is consulting. Now, the best thing about this business model is as AI gets adopted more and more, this is going to become an even bigger industry. Now, consulting is over 100 years old already. The next best thing about consulting is you don't need to be technical. And the third best thing for you is your industry experience, whether you've been in healthcare, administration, finance, manufacturing, engineering for the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. The more of that time you've got in that industry, the better job you are going to be at transitioning to becoming an AI consultant moving forward. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down step by step exactly how you can go from where you currently are, whether you are currently in your corporate job and you want to start this as a side hustle, maybe you are unemployed currently, or maybe you are wanting to start something and transition anyway, how you do it step by step based on your current experience, okay? So a lot of people think that AI is going to just be destroying every business model, including consulting, and that couldn't be further from the truth because consulting at its core is very simple. Consulting is when one person or a business pays an individual or another business to shortcut their time to learn a specific thing. They are paying for the thing that you have learned already, so they don't have to learn it for themselves again through the trials and tribulations that you most likely went through. So they are literally giving you money to compress time. It is that simple. So AI coming into the fold is amazing because now everybody can become AI consultants because all you've got to be is one step ahead of these companies, which is very easy to do. And then they will pay you for that knowledge to show them how AI helps their business. So that is literally what we are doing as consultants, right? So these are businesses that come to us and then we've got AI over here, right? And the problem is they do not understand how AI helps them specifically. This is what you'll hear a lot. I hear AI is great, it does all these amazing things. I just don't know how it works for me and my business. So as an AI consultant, we're going to come in to this business and we are actually going to be the bridge, okay? So we are going to bridge that gap between them and AI, making them an AI optimized business, which ultimately is going to make them a lot more money, okay? Now, this is actually an incredibly easy thing to achieve, irrespective of your current knowledge about AI, okay? So the way we actually achieve this bridge and becoming that bridge for these businesses is starting out with something that's very simple. Now this thing is so simple, absolutely everybody can do it. I've never found someone that can't do this, okay? So if you know how to send a Google Meet or a calendar invite, okay? You've done that before. You've had an online meeting, okay? And you have also helped fix a problem, okay? You have all the skills required to do this business model. Because what an AI consulting company does predominantly is one thing, which is we run what you call an AI audit. Now, there's a very high likelihood that you know exactly what this word means. An audit is looking at something that's happening, a set of processes, and breaking it down to its component parts, its workflows, all the things that are going on within it, and then analyzing it and seeing where things could be going wrong or could be improved. You might have heard of lifestyle audits, financial audits, you know, the IRS audits, right? Like an audit is a very familiar term, and it's even more familiar to business people. So what we are doing is an AI-focused audit. So what we are looking at within their business is what functions, what day-to-day tasks are being done that AI can actually come in and do incredibly quickly and efficiently at this present point in time. So the thing that we focus on is commercially viable AI solutions. Now, that might sound quite complicated, but it's actually very, very simple. Right now, AI is very good at a couple of things, okay? So we've got, say, manual data entry, stuff like that, like manual tasks, manual data entry, okay, is one. So think about this, like someone inside of an engineering company gets an invoice, it's a paper invoice, someone then has to go and take that invoice and put it into the system. That is manual data entry. This is what an absolute boatload of businesses have. And to be honest, that is where you'll find a lot of the optimizations, okay? So manual data entry, and then there's a lot of other things like such things as follow-up. So like follow-up systems, think of like sales, leads coming in. They need a system to consistently make sure those people are checked in on to close those deals. These are very simple systems to build. Also, there's a few others, but really any manual tasks. So this is really the other one as well, just manual tasks in general. Manual tasks, manual data entry, anything like that. This is exactly what AI can solve for right now. The thing we don't want to be doing is like edge case scenarios, so some like crazy complex build, like we don't focus on that at all, right? So we're going into traditional businesses, like we spoke about before, right? And we are looking for these, okay? So we're looking for anything they're doing that's manual, so tasks, data entry, any follow-up, any systems that can be optimized. You've also got acquisition, right? So have they got a good system for acquiring clients is another very simple, robust one that is already commercially viable. And we're gonna help them see this within their business. So we're gonna look at it and go, hey, these are the systems you're currently wasting time, money, and energy on. We can take these out your business and save you a bunch of money, and therefore that business is going to make more money, right? So the more money we can save it, the more efficient this business gets, the more money it makes. So you as a consultant, you might be now thinking, okay, well, this all sounds good. I understand the process of sending a Google Meet invite, having the meeting, learning how to fix a problem, and then running an audit, and then the outcome of the audit is a presentation, right? But you're thinking now, how do I get clients? Like, what does my experience have to do with anything? So this is a great question. So that's what we're going to be covering right now. Because if you have been in any industry or you have any Rolodex of any size, basically, you can go from 0 to 1 incredibly quickly. In fact, there's many people that I have taught this exact model to at this point who have closed deals in the first day, right? So this is you, and you have been in your industry for the last 10 years, for the sake of argument. The one thing that you have is a network of people, okay? So these could be friends, vendors, colleagues, friends of friends, people you've done business with, ex-clients. This is your network. So the very first people we will always go out to and you will go and speak to is your network. And the reason for that is these have two things. They have the know, they have the like, and they have the trust factor, okay? So these people are exponentially more likely to close at the drop of a hat than you going straight to cold outbound. This is why this experience that you have, no matter what industry vertical, whether it's a skill experience or an industry experience, like I said, you could have been in administration, an executive assistant for 25 years. You still have a ton of experience in that skill, like in that role, or you could just have 10 years in manufacturing or supply chain, right? You are gonna always just go out to your network first. Your network, you're basically gonna say, hey, obviously I'm now doing AI consulting for sector, the sector you come from. And the reason you're focusing on that is because you also know that sector. You know the inefficiencies, you know the workflows, you know the processes, you know the thing that sucks. The other thing is you speak just like them. You know exactly how they sound, you know the things they say on a day-to-day basis, you know the things they're struggling with, and you can just ultimately connect with them at a much deeper level, right? This is why the more experience you have, so you could be 60 years old now and been in manufacturing for 40 years. You actually have a bigger moat, right, around your AI consulting business, right? The more experience you have, the bigger the moat is that you have. because it's much harder for anybody to ever come in and compete with you. So the 19-year-old, the whiz kid, he can't break into this because, like I said here, you've already got the know, like, trust factor, okay? That's how you get your deals so incredibly quickly, okay? So let's just have a quick recap of the entire process up until this point so we are on the same page. And this is the exact same thing that I've been doing now for the last couple of years and has fed me incredibly well. So you're here. First thing you're going to go and do is exactly what I did. So my network specifically is engineering, manufacturing, consulting. Okay, so you're going to go to your network and then you are going to offer them an AI audit. Okay, that is step one. Now these audits, pricing wise, really simple pricing model. It's $500. This is full price, $500 per head is a very simple pricing model for this business. So the only time this hasn't worked is, let's say, the call center space, and they've got, might have 10 staff at the top or different layers, but then there might just be 100 people doing the exact same thing. So that one probably would be, say, a $5,000 audit rather than, what could be a $70K audit, right? So if you've got a 10-person business, it would be $5,000, 20-person business, 10 grand, so on and so forth. When you are starting out though, what you can also do is say, hey, if I don't find out 100K in inefficiencies, I will give you the audit for free. So you could either do a discounted one, so rather than it being, say, $5,000 for a 10-person, you could say I'll do it for $2,000, right? This is exactly what Elliot did. And then you can basically do a risk reversal where if the audit doesn't pull out at least 100K in inefficiencies, then they can have it for free. Now, I would only do the 100K thing when it's a 10-person plus company, okay? So this is step one, you're gonna run an audit. And this is more than enough, by the way. So this is the predominant focus of my company, Dunn & Company, where we do audits. You can easily surpass, without a shadow of a doubt, 10K per month. Now, if you're wanting to take it up a notch and go to the next level, and I'll just give you a quick soundbite of this, but I'm gonna do a deeper video on it. You go from AI audit to AI implementation, right? And you're thinking now, at the start of this video, I told you that I wasn't technical. I'm not. I have partners and I now have my own team that does this, but you can use just implementation partners to do this and you end up getting usually 10 to 20% of the contract value. So if your audit, let's say, was 5K, which will be very easy to get. I've literally had people in third world countries charge $5,000. So everyone is wanting this. Then let's say from that is, let's just even say low end 15K build. So you're gonna get another 1,500 here, right? So you're already at 6,500 across here. And then there is also an opportunity for what I like to call an AI MSP, which, if you don't know, MSP stands for a managed service provider. But basically you then maintain these implementations, which is very important. And you can be charging $1,000 to $5,000 per month, okay, for maintenance of these implementations. And this is crucial. AI is evolving so quickly. The person is paid for a solution. You then have to make sure you maintain that solution so they get the results that they wanted. So this is exactly how I have, and many other people I know have, gone to 10, 50, 100, even $1 million plus a month using AI consulting as their business model. And just for some context, if you don't know, McKinsey, Bain, Deloitte, and PwC, 4 biggest consulting firms in the world, do anywhere from $20 billion to $80 billion a year in just revenue by consulting businesses on projects. And AI consulting is the wide blue ocean that has just entered the market. And like I said before, the more experience you have, the more of a moat you have, the more network you have, the faster you can scale this business. And like I said, I've had multiple people close their first client in under a week, under 10 days. And my fastest to 100K is a guy called Didak who closed a 100K deal in 60 days of starting this business model. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm dropping more fire like this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit the like button. And if you want to check out another video, check out this one up here.